Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the LifeVantage Opportunity Webinar. My name is Dr. Don D. Nettles, and if you're here on this webinar for the very first time and you're a guest, I want to welcome you. For the next 45 minutes that we spend together, I hope it is beneficial for you as much as it is beneficial for me because I love the opportunity to share with people the information that I know and that I have. Let me give you a little background on myself. As you can see in the bottom of your screen, my name is Dr. Don D. Nettles, and I've been a family wellness chiropractor for 12 years. I sold my practice 5 years ago to pursue network marketing in a full-time capacity. And let me share with you why. I was at a crossroads in my life professionally because I had a fantastic practice. In fact, we had the fourth largest practice in the state of Arizona regarding how many patients we were seeing. We were seeing between 350 and 500 patients a week and doing very well and doing very well financially. But I was a new father at the time. My son was 3 years old and my daughter was 2 weeks old when I saw this information that you're about to see. And it changed my life forever because the practice demands of my office were 80 to 90 hours a week to see the patients. And I had a radio show on Saturdays for an hour. And I just had an incredibly busy schedule that never allowed me to be a father. And I missed my son's first steps. I missed his first words. And I missed these monumental times of parenthood that I can't go back and recapture. And when my daughter was born, I swore that I wouldn't miss those things for her and that I would be the dad that was at her dance recitals or my son's soccer practice or baseball games or whatever it was, because that is something I was committed to do. And I realized that I was not fulfilling that for the first 3 years of my son's life, though we were helping a lot of people. And when I saw this information, it literally changed everything for me. I sold my practice 5 years ago, and I've been a full-time network marketer ever since and a stay-at-home dad. I have 9 steps is my morning commute from my master bedroom to my home office, and I absolutely love what I do. And we're helping more people than I ever could even fathom in my chiropractic practice. We're helping 24,000 people a day in 7 countries around the world, soon to be 8 countries, and we're just getting started, as you're about to find out. So welcome tonight to the webinar. Like I said, in about the next 43 minutes that we're going to spend together, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. In fact, this is not a sales pitch. This is an educational forum. My goal tonight is to give you information that you can choose to do one of 3 things with. You can listen and implement the information and make a change in your life. You can listen and not implement the information and stay the same, or you can listen and be kind of, I'm not sure, and then be regretful when this opportunity passes you by. It's really your choice. So let's get into the content of today's information. So this is what you're seeing on your screen now is our purpose statement here at LifeVantage. We make people better, and in doing so, we make the world a better place. Think about that. What would it be like if the world was a better place? What would our political climate be? What would our relationship with our neighbors be? What would our relationship with our spouses be and our kids and the world around us if the world were a better place? That's the exact thing that we ask ourselves every single day here at LifeVantage and do everything we can to change that. This is literally something that I resonate with on every level. And this is our purpose statement as our company. Because if we're going to share information with you, I would really like you to know what the company stands for, because that's what it really all comes down to. And what I'm going to share with you tonight is just information to help you get better options, perhaps, or at least give you more options than you previously had prior to tonight's webinar. So let's get going. What about the change in the working environment? What about the change in our world as we've transitioned from the industrial age to the information age? Well, in the industrial age, what we used to have, and when there was advancements in technology or breakthroughs in industry or mechanical technology, these breakthroughs would cause an increase in employment, and it would cause an increase in human productivity, like faster assembly lines and greater technology for parts acquisition to the assembly lines and greater skills for the workers to have so they could be more efficient, those types of things. That was the industrial age. We are now in the information age, and information and computer technology breakthroughs actually cause a decrease in employment and human productivity. For example, how many times have you ever bought a piece of, say, electronic equipment and it had a customer service line and you called it and spoke to somebody in India? Or you know somebody who used to work at an automotive assembly plant and they no longer have a job because all of their jobs were replaced by robots. Or you call technical support on something, your new software or whatever, and you speak with somebody in the Philippines. Or online chat support. The other day I was talking with Dish Network, our satellite TV people, and I was on an online chat and the person was from China. And it's like, how is this happening? Well, what's happening is American-based companies are looking for off-site or overseas workforce because they pay them $1.50 an hour over there, which is good money, by the way, versus they'd have to pay somebody $10 to $15 an hour here. So it's simply a cost savings measure, that people have. Or when was the last time you submitted a resume or an application to a real person in human resources? It's now done online. Technology has taken jobs from thousands and thousands and thousands of people. My business partner Vince's daughter graduated from ASU last year, got a phenomenal job at Cisco Systems out in the Silicon Valley, Bay Area, California. And in the last 6 months, 5 of her coworkers have been replaced by people overseas, primarily in India and the Philippines. And they're still having their daily Skype meetings, or now they're doing these board meetings, but they're doing it video wise because the people that used to work there at the desk are no longer at the table. They're showing now video feed from India and the Philippines. This is common, people. This is what happens in the information age. So people are looking feverishly for alternatives out there. They're looking for a plan B because let's face it, the world has changed. This is the information age. There is literally volumes and volumes, 10 times the amount of information that used to be in the Encyclopedia Britannica that you pulled off the shelf. 10 times that at least is available with a click of a mouse instantly. That's the world we live in. It's the information age. So, are you ready to change? Do you love it? And let's be honest, people are creatures of habit. They don't like change. Well, you're going to have to learn to not only like it, you're going to have to learn to love it, or you're going to get left behind. We've got to be chameleons. We've got to be adept at change because that's the world we live in. The question is, are you ready? What's happened? Is your plan B now available because your plan A is gone? Your plan A was taken by a robot, or your plan A was taken by a software program, or your plan A was taken by some other means, but you're no longer doing what you have a degree in, or you're no longer doing what you spent 25 to 30 years in the union for. The company's gone. What's your plan B? There's a lot of people in this boat that are literally looking like crazy, desperate for something to find to pay the bills. So let me ask you a question. If that's you or it's somebody you know, is it safer or more predictable to be a successful network marketer or to be a successful employee or entrepreneur? Let's just put it to the test. How about an employee? What is the workplace truth of an employee? It's simple. You work just hard enough to keep them from firing you, and they pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. That's most people's reality if they have a boss, when the average employment is 3 to 4 years. Because on the company side, if they run into financial hard times, they're going to lay the people off because there's people out there looking for a job that would love to have your job and they could pay them less. So they don't care how well of an employee you've been, or how good your attendance is, or how many times you've won Employee of the Month. None of that matters. In a financial crisis for the company, they're going to lay you off or let you go and bring someone. It's like, sorry, Bob, it's been great. Thank you for the 10 years of service, but we can't keep you anymore. Unfortunately, that's happening more and more. What about on the employee side? You're out there looking around monster.com and applying, putting out job applications and following leads, and you find a job that pays you 10 grand more a year. Doesn't matter how much you love your boss, how great they've been to you, how much training and time they've invested in you. You're going to bail and you're going to jump ship and go to that other company for 10 grand more a year. There's no loyalty anywhere in corporate America anymore as an employee, or even in the employee workforce, even as a boss, because every boss has a boss. That's the reality. But what about an entrepreneur? You are the boss. You set your own rules. You call all the shots. You leverage the skills, efforts, and resources of others in a network. That's why we call it a network. The most successful entrepreneurs create the largest networks, and there's little to no risk. The point of entry is very small financially. You don't have all the worries about a traditional business of accounts receivable, accounts payable, employee benefits, and machinery costs and technology costs and all of the inventory costs and amortizing all of these things and depreciation of your machinery. None of that matters. When you're a network marketer, you make a single low cost investment and you get everything. You get the research and development, you get the products, you get the sales force, you get the customer service force, you get the legal department, you get the compliance department, you get the advertising people, you get the events coordinator. You get all of that. So would you rather be an employee and take your chances where there's little or no loyalty, or would you rather be an entrepreneur where there's little or no risk and your success is guaranteed if you just follow the system? That's what we have to offer you. But isn't network marketing, it's one of those pyramid schemes, right? We've all heard that. Well, let's talk about that. There's 96 million network marketers around the world, and they generate $178 billion in retail sales per year. Well, you may be thinking, well, okay, that's awesome, but what am I comparing it to? Well, let's give you a couple to compare it to. What is this week? This is Super Bowl week, the largest football game in the world every year, in the largest spectator sport in the world, the National Football League. This game, other than every 4 years at World Cup and the World Cup finals, this game, Super Bowl, coming up, is going to be the largest broadcast and viewed sports event ever in the NFL. The NFL makes $9 billion a year in retail sales. $9 billion. What about the music industry? $16 billion. I don't care if you like country or rock or rap or soft rock or heavy metal, all of that combined, $16 billion a year in retail sales globally. And what about this? Hollywood, the music industry, or the film industry, $80 billion in retail sales per year. Look at network marketing. It's more than all of them combined. But there's people that think it's a pyramid scheme. When network marketing is bigger than the music industry, the NFL, and the Hollywood film industry combined, almost double. There's a lot of people that don't understand this. So, all things considered, I think if you look at the organizational structure of a typical business, where you've got the CEO and then the managers and supervisors and then everyone else, that's a pyramid scheme. It doesn't matter where you are. There's only one guy at the top, and until he dies, you're not going to get there. I don't care how many MBAs you have and what Ivy school you went to. If there's somebody holding the seat of the job you want and they're still breathing, guess what? You're out of luck. In network marketing, it's not that way. We work as a team and we don't backstab each other. There's never a situation like this where you don't think the CEO wants to be replaced by the managers below him. And the managers don't want the supervisors to replace them. So what do? They keep their skills and talents close to the vest. Well, in network marketing, it's the other way around. Everybody wants to be the CEO, and the CEO wants you to be the CEO too. We want you to come have what we have, which is why we teach you, train you, mentor you, guide you, so that we ensure your success. It's a completely different strategy. So it's your turn. Right now, what you're hearing, it's your turn to make a decision. What do you want out of your life? What are you going to work for? Well, let me share with you something about timing. Timing is everything, literally everything. What you're seeing right now is called the business S-curve, popularized by an economist by the name of Peter Drucker. He studied 40,000 companies over a 50-year period to find out what made them successful, what made the most ones successful, or the ones that were the most successful, what made them that way, what were the common traits that they had. The companies that failed, what were the common traits? And he devised this 4-stage, what we call the business S curve, to actually describe the history of a business, from stage 1, called the formulation and pioneering phase, to stage 2, called critical mass or branding, to stage 3, called momentum, rapid growth. 80% of the company growth happens in that third phase, momentum. And then the final stage of stability, where the company grows 2 to 7% annually from that point forward and becomes a powerhouse. Look at the companies that have done it: Amway, Nike, Apple, just to name a few. But this has actually been quantified. It's the first 135,000 distributors to join a network marketing company with predictable success will participate in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, according to the Direct Selling Association. So where you see that star is right where LifeVantage is. But I want to give you a historical example of one of the companies you see at the top, Apple. Back in 1983, Apple was where you see that star. And then later that year, the Macintosh computer came out. And prior to the Macintosh computer, the stock was trading at $2.32 a share, and Apple Computers was a little known small upstart computer company in Cupertino, California. And then the release of the Macintosh. They changed their name from Apple Computers to Apple Incorporated, and now they're the global powerhouse that you know. And you don't even need to see the name of the company. You know by the symbol. Now, what happened after the Macintosh? Did they stop there? Of course not. They came out with the iPad, and then the iPod, or the iPod, and the iPad, and the iPhone, and MacBooks, and iTunes. And they are a global multi-billion dollar company as a result. But back in 1983, when that stock was trading at $2.32, if you were an employee there, let's say you were even sweeping the floors and cleaning the toilets prior to the release of the Macintosh, and you stayed employed, you are now a multi-millionaire, because you captured critical mass, you captured momentum into stabilization, and now you're successful. You know what the stock is trading at in Apple now? Almost $500 per share. Think about that. That arrow that you see, that vertical arrow of momentum, consider that like a wall that keeps you out if you hear about the opportunity too late, or the escalator that takes you to stability through momentum if you get in early enough. And it's, again, been quantified, as you see there, the first 135,000. Well, let's evaluate that. This is your chance. Since we started in network marketing back in 2010, we went from a $3.5 million a year company to $214 million in the last 5 years. Prior to that, our flagship product, Pro Tandem, which I'm going to share a little bit about later here in a couple slides, was on shelves like GNC and Rite Aid and High Health Nutrition stores and CVS pharmacy stores as a retail product, but it never sold more than 6 bottles a year in the average GNC because people simply didn't understand what it was. Well, now they do, and they're starting significantly to learn more. We are positioned in the next 5 years to be a billion-dollar company because of what people are looking for. There's more people on planet Earth right now looking for an antidote to a drug, a prescription, a surgical procedure, because they're tired of that. They're tired of the side effects. They're tired of the shortcomings of surgery. They want to be well. That is why the next trillion-dollar industry, as forecast by economists, the next trillion-dollar industry and the largest economic trend in world history is developing right now. And in the next 5 years, by 2010, the wellness industry will be a trillion-dollar industry in the next 5 years, which is why this is the perfect timing to get involved in something like this, because we are positioned to be a billion-dollar company in the next 5 years. My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is would you like to capture a portion of that $800 million growth that is coming, that we already know is coming, because the trends are there and people want something different than going to their doctor and getting a prescription or having something removed from their body? They want wellness and anti-aging movement. The wellness industry is the fastest growing segment. So let me look at some historical perspective, because there's one thing I know about history: it always repeats itself. Let's just look at a couple companies: Amway, Nu Skin, Tupperware, Herbalife. The number of distributors, remember from the previous slide, it was the first 135,000. Amway, 4.2 million. New Skin, 800,000. Tupperware, 2.6 million. Herbalife, 2.5 million. And us at LifeVantage, 85,000 worldwide. Unbelievable. Look at our stock. We're openly traded on the NASDAQ. Our ticker is LFVN. I put it in big, bold red letters for you because I want you to look it up. I want you to go look at our fiscal year-end reports from 2003 to current. I want you to go look at our financial statements. I want you to look at these things because it's a matter of public record. And there's people right now struggling just to make ends meet. They hate their jobs. Did you realize that Monday mornings, the rate of heart attacks goes up 35%? On Monday morning? Why do you think that is? It's not by accident because people would rather die than go back to work. Think about this, people. There are so many people looking for change. Look at our stock, $1.22 a share. Unbelievable how affordable it is. 214 million in sales. Look at the annual sales of those other companies. 11.3 billion for Amway, New Skin 2.2 billion, Tupperware 3.6 billion, Herbalife 4.1 billion. And my question to you, are any of these companies, do they have anything unique? You can get soap and toilet paper like Amway at the local grocery store, even when you fill up your gas at some of the mini marts. New Skin, you can get skin creams and stuff like that anywhere. Tupperware, oh my gosh, Ziploc bags are a good substitute for that, but it doesn't seem to be hurting their sales. They were first in the areas where they thrive. So are we here at LifeVantage, and I'll share more about that later as we go on through this information. But please look at this opportunity that you have. This all started back in 2005 with an ABC primetime news broadcast about how amazing this one product was that they discovered that had 5 plants in it that literally slowed the rate of cellular aging by 40% in 30 days. Oh my goodness, what could that accomplish? If you could literally slow the rate of the human cells aging by 40 to 70% in 30 days, what could we accomplish? That's why ABC Primetime did a national news broadcast on it on June 2nd of 2005, which is almost 10 years ago. This is amazing scientific discovery that they found. And Protandim, our flagship product, is a revolutionary and scientific breakthrough. Well, you may be saying, I've already heard of antioxidants. I know most people have, but what you didn't know is you can take them or you can make them yourself. Taking them is okay, but making them by yourself in your own body is a million times stronger. That's the revolutionary scientific breakthrough. That's the peer-reviewed and published science, not just my opinion on it. You can read the science on the National Library of Medicine from the National Institutes of Health, published science on our finished product, not ingredients-based product. 7 U.S. patents domestically, 2 international patents, and it's approved by the Banned Substances Control Group. How important is that? It's for elite athletes and professionals. And if it's good enough for the world's most elite athletes and Olympians, collegiate athletes, it's good enough for you and me and grandma and grandpa. That's the significance of this and how important it is. Slowing the rate of cellular aging by 40 to 70% in 30 days. Now, from that, we came out with a true science anti-aging skincare regimen. Who do you know that has skin and would like to slow the aging process down? Well, better yet, who do you know that has skin and said, I want more wrinkles? I can't wait to get crow's feet. No. The skin is the largest organ of our body, and it's our first line of defense, and it is something people spend thousands and thousands of dollars to help look younger and more supple. We've got that now in a 4-part skincare regimen with Protandim and Nerve 2 technologies in it, which actually literally helps your skin repair and rejuvenate itself. So it reduces fine lines and wrinkles and droopy eyelids. It tones, smooths, and moisturizes the skin. And combined with Protandim, it's the most scientifically proven anti-aging system in the world. And how about those of you who have a furry friend at home? Canine Health with Protandim technology in it. Why? Because dogs age 7 times faster than humans. It's all a matter of how rapidly the cells age. Dogs suffer from the same diseases that humans do, except 7 times faster. This product is just like Protandim for humans, except it's got addition of chicken cartilage and bacon flavor and liver flavor to make it palatable for dogs. It supports their brain, heart, cognitive, and eye function. supports the joint mobility and flexibility for the aging dogs, and third-party endorsement, again, a major one. National Animal Supplement Council, the benchmark of quality. To veterinarians, this is huge. So please share this with your people that had four-legged friends or your own dog. Please, amazing, amazing opportunity here. And most recently, our newest product line, Energy. Oh my goodness. You look at those products there: NOS, Starbucks, Monster, Rockstar, Red Bull, 5-hour energy drinks, Dunkin' Donuts. When do you drink this stuff? First thing in the morning when you wake up. That doesn't even make sense? You're supposed to get a nice restful sleep and wake up energized and invigorated. And that's when people reach for the coffee because they didn't sleep right. They didn't rest. Their mind was going a mile a minute. Oh my goodness. We came out with Axio, head-to-head energy. Our stuff versus their. Why? Because it's not just physical energy, it's emotional and mental energy too. So let's put it to the test. Both of our products provide physical energy in the form of green tea caffeine from ours, coffee caffeine from most of theirs. But our product also improves brain chemistry, literally helps your brain produce its own neurotransmitters at a way more efficient rate. Their products doesn't affect it at all. Our product helps mental acuity. So when you walk in the room and go, what did I come in here for? Or you're doing so many things at once, you can't keep it all straight. It helps with mental acuity and focus and brain fog. It also helps increase stress resiliency. So when you're horizontal at night, you can actually get rest and invigorated by the time you wake up. Their products don't have that. Now, it's unfair to compare them because their products don't even say that they have them. Our products were designed that way. Because if you can give somebody mental energy and better mental clarity and better brain chemistry and the ability to relieve themselves of stress when they sleep and have their body actually be resilient and healing, there's not a lot of need for physical energy anymore. It's increased efficiency of the body. So we have a hands down winner here. But why is this important? Is it just because people wake up tired? No. It's because the number one reason people go to their doctors nowadays are for things like fatigue or burnout or mood fluctuations, brain fog, lack of focus. They can't think straight. They're stressed out, or they just don't feel how they want to feel. And the problem here, guys, is the only one that energy drinks in their current form, the only one they address is the fatigue. How are the others addressed? It's simple, by a prescription pad. But what comes with prescription pads? You guessed it, side effects. Well, if your body's working properly, there's no need for these things. And that's what our products Axio, and giving mental energy, which helps your body create its own physical energy. That's the answer. It's $100 billion a year industry, and we're just going after 1% and saving some people in the process. So let's talk about that opportunity. It's $1,000 to get started. $630 comes with our distributorship called the Vantage Pack. It includes $550 of our products, $80 in marketing materials with brochures and CDs and pamphlets and tear-off sheets to give people information to educate themselves and others. And you get two websites, one to run your business from and one to send prospects to. They like what they see, they like what they hear, they go onto your website and enroll, and you automatically get paid commission. It's automated. And then from your back office on the other website, you build your business, you keep track of your business, you keep track of everything there and communicate with your organization. And for an additional $370 for that total of $1,000, you have a year's worth of corporate training. Who would ever open up a sandwich shop if you didn't know how to make sandwiches? You'd never open up a burger place if you didn't know how to flip burgers or how to make a hamburger. What's more important than owning a business is knowing how to run a business. And that's the whole thing and why this is a two-part program, the business itself and the education to come with it. Because let's face it, network marketing is not your typical job. It's based on recruitment. It's based on leveraging the time of other people. It's creating a mutually beneficial long-term relationship. That is the now network marketing. Everybody helping everybody and everybody benefiting, rather than the old, only the people at the top make all the money. That is long gone. It's a new model and a new approach, and people are thriving in this environment. So now have the opportunity to earn 11 times more income than just the people who get involved. when you know how to run your business. So for $1,000, you get a complete global multi-million dollar proven business opportunity. And step one, return on investment. Let's face it, this is a bad economy. The last thing we want to do is add $1,000 of debt to your already sky high debt. We want to give you the remedy out. So our first strategy is to get your investment back, ROI, return on investment. All we do is we teach you how, through on-the-job training, which I'll describe here in a second, is how to share this information. And the first 3 people that join you, you get $210 commission each the following week. And for the 4th and beyond, an additional $50 or $260 for every enrollment past the 200 or past your 4th one on that Vantage pack. And when you get your first 3 in your first 30 days, you also get a part of the Fast Start bonus pool, which averages between $300 and $500. How about getting your investment back plus an additional $300 to $500 on top of that? That's what is called getting started right. And that's our primary objective with you when you join our business. And income disclosure. Look at the center column, the monthly average commissions. As a publicly traded company, this is a legally binding contract, a legally binding document. We must show you what we pay our average distributors from rank 1 to rank 10. And I'm not talking about average distributors as far as average, above average, below average. I'm talking the average monthly commission that these positions draw, the monthly maximum and the monthly minimum. And if you want more than the average, that's fine. You're all worthy of being the maximum. Look at the far right column. But right now I want to focus on the center. Pro 1's $120 a month. That's a couple bags of groceries. Pro 2's $267 a month. That's a car payment. People can do that in 1 or 2 months. Pro 3, 3 months. It'll take your average person in 3, if they work hard for 3 months, they can get there. At a Pro 3, $570 a month. Wow, that's looking at a car payment and a couple bags of groceries. That's almost half of some people's mortgages. Look down now to the second column, the middle column where you see the yellow. 2 things I want to point out. Number 1, that red asterisk. According to the U.S. Census, the median household income is $50,502 a year. 2 adults working, $50,000 a year. Our Pro 5s and 6s can do that in a year with proper training and proper dedication. How would you like to replace the average American household income in a year? Go beyond that. Look at the $10,000, $20,000, $42,000 a year, a month rather, 10, 20, 42,000 a month. How'd you like to make that? Our Pro 7s, 8s, and 9s get there between 3 to 5 years tops. In fact, everybody you see on this calendar or on this schedule here, including the Pro 10s at $90,000 a month, and there's 22 of them in our company. Every one of them has done it in the last 5 years. Every single rank you see there, multiple people at each one. It's not fly by night. This is proven. So how'd you like to spend the next 5 years to be working and learning skills to be making $90,000 a month? That's $1.1 million a year. Welcome to the top 2% of the American population as income-based millionaires, not winning the lottery, doing it legitimately based on passive residual income in less than 5 years. The only difference between everybody you see on this calendar or this chart here now and you is they found out this information 5 years before you. That's all. But this is a better opportunity now than it was 5 years ago. Here's your chance. Well, let's talk about the retirement formula, because most of you on tonight's webinar are probably employed. You probably have a job. So let's just compare the retirement formula in a traditional job versus network marketing here at LifeVantage. Light blue on the left, which is here at LifeVantage, dark blue on the right, which is a traditional job. But I changed the numbers here just to prove a point. Remember, the average household income annually was $50,000 a year, doubled it. This is $100,000 a year. And if you are disciplined enough to save 10% of it, and if you were able to find a 6% savings account with that 10% and what it would take. So our Pro 3s, they earn $570 a month. Working a $100,000 a year job to say you would need $114,000 at 6% interest to make the $570 a month, and it would take you 8.8 years at $100,000 a year to get there. Let's talk about the next rank. Pro 5, they make $2,251 a month, and they can do it in 6 months or less. It would take almost $500,000 in the bank, earning 6% interest to earn that, and it would take you 21.8 years at a $100,000 a year job to get there. And as you can see, the numbers are in red because you can't retire on $570 or $2,251 a month. But let's talk about some numbers you can retire on, like what our Pro 6s get at $5,600 a month. A Pro 6 can do it in a year, or it would take you 34.2 years at $100,000 a year, saving 10% in a 6% savings account to earn the 1.1 million it would take you to earn the interest to give you the 5,600 bucks a month. What would you rather do? Work 34 years at a job that you're not making 100 grand at, or work a year to get to a Pro 6 in residual passive income? The other one requires you show up to work. This one, you build a network. Pro 7, 10 grand a month. You'd need 2.1 million, and it would take you 43.8 years. Guys, that's an entire working career. All we're doing is showing you how to condense an entire working career into 5 to 7 years of hard work and learning skills to be able to passively retire on residual income of 5,000, 10,000, or 20,000 a month that you see here. Unbelievable, the possibilities. So why does this work? Why are we growing so rapidly? Why did we grow from 3.5 to 214 million in the last 5 years in arguably one of the worst economies the world's ever seen? Simple, because we train our people and we teach them how to be leaders. We have bonuses based on it. We have a 30% generational matching bonus where leaders are paid to teach. Where you see if you enroll somebody, you are literally going to earn 10% of everything they earn. So we're going to teach you, and we're going to teach with you that person, because we want them to be successful. Because think about it. If you didn't teach them anything and they didn't build their business, or they made zero, what's 10% of zero? It's also zero. But when your people enroll people, it's 5% of what they earn. So you and I and we are going to train your people and help them train their people, and so on and so on and so on, 4 additional generations of 5%. So you literally get people that want to help you, and in helping you, they help you be profitable, and that's how they get paid. This is 30% of our income. If you make zero, we make zero. Not a good strategy. This builds systems that we follow and builds teams. There's nothing better or stronger than a unified team working toward the same goal. This bonus ensures it because leaders are paid to teach. The next bonus, our 4% elite bonus, where you literally earn income on every bottle of our product sold in the world, whether or not you had anything to do with the sale, because leaders help everyone. Literally get a percentage of every one of our bottles of all of our products sold in the entire world. That's amazing. And that's what we have here at LifeVantage. Our top leaders, our Pro 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s share this 4% elite bonus every single month. It's about 40 to 50% of our income every month as Pro 9s. Unbelievable, this business. It's amazing when the entire company instantly becomes part of your downline, and every single bottle sold by every single person, preferred customer or distributor in the entire world, a percentage of it goes in your pocket. That's amazing. That's what we have. No other company has this. And we have a system to follow called the Blueprint for Prosperity. It's called on-the-job training, which I alluded to earlier. How does that work? If you look at the 100%, the advisor, which is your team and your sponsor, we teach you everything in the beginning until you start to become more skilled and more adept and more comfortable. And then you take on 50% and we do 50%. And then eventually you take 100% while we repeat the cycle. And it's all based on the job training. In fact, it's so simple. You have a getting started checklist. All you do on day 1 and day 2 when you join us is follow the checklist and check the boxes. It can't get simpler than that. And we also have something called bigbluecalendar.com, which ties in all of our countries. Right now, we're doing business in Canada, the United States, Mexico, Japan, Australia, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and we're about to open up Thailand. 7 countries, soon to be 8. So you can literally build a global business by looking up your college buddy who now lives in Tokyo, Japan, or your ex-next door neighbor from the military who now lives in Sydney, Australia. You can use this website or Canada, wherever the people live, or wherever people who know people. Use the bigbluecalendar.com to go to those countries, find the meetings, say, I got involved in something, I really need to share it with you. It's right down the street from your house, and it's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. You need to be there and check it out. They go to a meeting in Sydney, Australia, while you're sitting in your living room in Boise, Idaho, and they like what they see. They go onto your website and they enroll, and you get paid from somebody enrolling in your business on the other side of the world through technology. This is awesome. Build a global business from home with bigbluecalendar.com, exclusive to our company. We also have something called the My Life Venture program. How do you like free cars? Anyone ever seen a pink Cadillac that said Mary Kay on the side? Great idea. Great way to incentivize people. Give them a car. Well, the difference there is you go out and secure the car, and when you have a good month, they pay the lease payment for you. What happens if you have a lean month? You get to pay the lease payment yourself. What happens if you have a couple lean months or 3 or 4? Next thing you know, the car gets repossessed and your credit score is gone. We don't want to have to deal with that here at LifeVantage. So guess what we do? We have something called the My Life Venture program, where we just ask you to go out and build a business to a Pro 7 level, maintain it for a year, and then we give you the keys and title to a brand new Jeep Wrangler. Why the Jeep? Because it's the symbol of freedom. Go off-road whenever you want. Just observe the highway laws. But it's pick a color and it's yours. Go out and build a business. You're going to get a $26,000 free car. No worrying about ruining your credit score or not meeting quotas or having a lean month. Free car. And as a company, we are so focused on the next phase of global branding and critical mass, we're spending millions of dollars to sponsor sports team like Real Salt Lake. We are the chief sponsor. Look at the jersey, LifeVantage across this. Major League Soccer team, Real Salt Lake, one of the 2 premier teams in the league. Also, they are one of the featured teams on FIFA 15, the largest selling sports video game in the world, all over the world, because soccer is the world's most common sport. And Major League Soccer just inked a deal last year with ESPN. Where is ESPN broadcast? All over the world. Now they're broadcasting Major League Soccer games on ESPN. So when you're watching SportsCenter highlights and you see the highlights of the Major League Soccer and you see this jersey on the highlights, it's global branding at its finest. And Pepsi, the official sponsor of Real Salt Lake. This is called global branding, guys. This is huge. It's getting everywhere. And right now is your time to capitalize when it's still the best kept secret out there. So, missed opportunities. What if you could have been involved in being some of the first to invest or join these companies like Nike, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, McDonald's, traditional businesses, or you could go back 60 years and get involved in Amway when they first came out, or Avon, or Tupperware, Herbalife. Would you do it? Well, do you realize network marketing has created more millionaires than any other industry, period? And Amway, as an example, paying their 4th generation of millionaires by people who got involved 60 years ago. Unbelievable, the opportunity. Or are these companies just going to be, or is LifeVantage just going to get added to this list of another company that you missed? Don't miss it, because it's going to happen with or without you. All indicators are pointing to it. The world wants what we have. They just don't know about it yet. And it's a publicly traded opportunity for you to be first. So join us. So I'm going to end with this. Again, reminding you of our purpose statement. We make people better, and in doing so, we make the world a better place. So get back to the person who invited you onto tonight's webinar and ask yourself, this is your turn to take control of your life. The next move is yours. So I'm simply going to ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in joining us? Get back to the person who invited you on tonight's webinar and get them the answer. If you're a 10 plus, just get with us and we'll show you how to join our team now, and we'll start your training immediately. Or you're a 5 plus, get with your person who invited you, get your questions answered to the best of your ability, and ask the questions you need to ask. This is a major decision for you. Don't be impulsive about it. Ask your questions. I know you're dying to. And then figure out what it's going to take to get you to join us. And then everyone else, get back to the person who invited you. Let them know what you need to hear or see to move up on the scale, because this is going to happen with or without you. It's already happening. There's already 16 peer-reviewed studies out there in journals like the Journal of the American Heart Association. The stock already has an amazing value. It's already growing. It's amazing. People already want to be healthier and wealthier. Those are the 2 greatest things that people want, and they want to age more gracefully. Again, this is your opportunity. capitalize on it. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's webinar. Get back to the person who sent you here, get your questions answered, and I can't wait to see you on our team. Have a great night. God bless. And again, this is Dr. Don D. Nettles. Take care.